So, Dr. Kim, got our first question. Are you ready? All right, here we go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Our first question says this. We've been married for 43 years and blessed with 4 adult children and 5 grandchildren. My husband has an alcohol problem. He drinks too much every day after work and becomes totally silent. He becomes a different person, and I struggle to get our marriage going. We follow your prayer plan on YouVersion, but he has no intention to change. I've also become silent, experiencing a lot of rejection and feeling depressed. I've stopped asking him to drink less because he does not think it's a problem. I'm heartbroken and I don't know how to fight this addiction anymore.
Well, first, my heart goes out to her. And I know there's a lot of people in that situation on both sides, male and female. And it's such a tough situation. A few things that I would think of out of that, Lindsay, is that for her, she's got to take care of herself. Sometimes we get so trying to fix somebody else or try to figure it out that we kind of let ourselves go, both spiritually and physically and health-wise, all those kind of things. So take care of yourself, whatever that means. If I see that as exercising, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're eating right, do those kind of things. I think then an Al-Anon group would be excellent for you. It'd help you understand this thing that he's dealing with, this addiction. And I think it would help you to be around some other people that are dealing with the same thing or have dealt with it. And I think just the support in that and knowing you're not alone is huge. And so I think the more you can understand this addiction, the more you can understand how to take care of yourself, that's really good. I think praying for him, God wants him to get better more than you do, and continue to lift him up in prayer. And then I would say, I think it'd be a really good idea for you to find a good Christian counselor that you could go to just for yourself. And hopefully at some point along the way, your husband will join you in that. But I think one of the things with alcoholics in AA starts there. You've got to admit you have a problem. Well, he's not at that step yet. And so until he is willing to do that, things are not going to change, no matter what you say or do. That's a decision he's got to make. So I think you love him. You certainly, if you ever feel in danger or it gets abusive verbally or physically, then I think you've got to take care of yourself and get out of the situation. Otherwise, I think just do those things. Take care of yourself. Get in a group. Find you a good Christian counselor and really know that it's okay. You're limited in what you can do. And that's hard for us sometimes because when we love someone and care for them, you've been married for 43 years. You've had 4 kids and 5 grandkids together. I mean, that's a lot. So know that you're not alone and that there are some answers for you and for him when he's ready to take that step.
That's so good. That's so good. So there are steps that she can be taking right now, even when he's not seeing the problem at all.
Yes. And that's, I think, I don't deal with drug and alcohol I don't feel like I'm good at that. And I think the people that do, the people that are usually in AA and people like that, they're people that have been there. People in treatment centers usually are people that have experienced that. So they are the ones, but he's got to take that first step.
Yeah, well, that's really good advice. And I think hopeful too. Hopeful that there are some steps to take.
One other thing that I might mention, sometimes an intervention will work. If you want to consider that, and I think that would probably involve you and your children, probably their spouses, if they're married. But I think you want to find someone that does interventions in your area that's from a Christian perspective. Talk to that person first because there's right ways and wrong ways to do intervention. And the bottom line you want is for him to be able to go to treatment or to get better. So you want to talk to somebody that can ask you the right questions. Is this the right time? Is this something that might work? Or is this something that would make things worse right now? And so, that certainly is another option.
That's good. And I think just to leave, before we leave this one, I think taking a note from that question where she mentions feeling depressed and rejected, I think that would be something good to work with, like you mentioned, Dr. Kim, with your own counselor, because you don't have to wait for him to be ready for you to start growing out of that stuff.
Absolutely.